All right, so the first thing that we'll want to do in order to actually access some of our marketing pieces, we're going to start with KW Command because that's kind of the newer pieces that have come out recently. So I definitely want to make sure you guys have access to all of them or starting to utilize them. And then time permitting, which I can imagine there will be some at the end, we'll go over the myKW pieces too to make sure that you have access to everything on there as well. All right, so the first thing that we'll want to take a look at, though, whenever we're getting inside our KW Command platform is we want to make sure we go to agent.kw.com. All right, so standard way of signing in on here, agent.kw.com real quick. All right, and then we're going to put inside our username. So we'll put inside our main username and our password on here. All right, so go and put inside your username and password to access agent.kw.com, which will take you directly over to your KW Command platform. Now, the main places on here to actually do marketing inside KW Command, there are a couple locations. All right, number one, you're going to have Sketchhouse. All right, so Sketchhouse on here is where you can actually go through and create different marketing pieces through a platform kind of like Canva at the end of the day, where you can kind of drag and drop different items on here. Now, outside of that, you also have there's going to be a section on here for landing pages as well. There's even a section for your lead accelerator. So there's a bunch of different options, even smart plans available now. So we're going to try and talk about as much as possible on here to really just go over the marketing pieces to help out and kind of spotlight where those other ones are too. We do have a database management class that actually talks about the smart plans. It talks about the contacts even further. So we're kind of putting those two items inside the contacts or the database option instead. All right, so the first thing that we want to do, though, whenever we actually log into our KW Command platform, is we want to make sure that all of our information is set up properly from the get-go. All right, if your information is not set up properly, then it won't auto-populate for you onto all those different marketing pieces. So the first thing you always want to double-check, and you may have already done this, and if you have, fantastic. All right, but we always want to click on our name at the top right up here, and then select the settings option. You might be inclined to click on the profile option because I'm saying you need to set up your profile. And although that's correct, you want to set up your profile, this profile option on here is actually talking about your KW Connect profile instead. All right, you actually want to set up your marketing profile that'll be found under the settings section on here. All right, so I'm going to click on this settings option real quick. Awesome. There we go. Come on. All right, I'll click on it a second time. All right, once we click on that, it should take us right to the back end of our entire KW Command platform where we can actually see all of our applications. We can see our different settings for Command, our different Connect settings, and our global settings. Now, you may think, hey, to update my marketing profile for Command, I'm going to go under the Command settings. Not exactly. So it's actually under the Connect settings instead is where you'll find that marketing profile. Now, this is where all of your information will auto-populate on your marketing pieces, whether it's your smart plans, whether it's your landing pages, whether it's email pieces you've created, social media pieces. All right, so you always want to go through and just kind of spot check this, all right, to make sure that everything is set up properly the way that you want it. Now, only the items that say required will obviously be required for you to save everything. All right, so on here, for instance, you do need to have like a headshot added in. You don't have to have a team logo. But one thing to note about this headshot and the logo on here, I don't know when exactly this changed, but Facebook does it too, and I know a bunch of other platforms do it as well. All headshots are starting to be in circles now. I don't know when that exactly took over, if it was 2018, 2017, when it was. But in this case, since the headshot needs to be inside a circle, as you can see right over here, all right, they typically want your headshot to be a square. All right, now most headshots in many cases are rectangular. All right, they're usually very vertical in this case. All right, so you might need to crop it, or if you need help cropping your headshot to make it a square, feel free to send it over to us. That is something I enjoy doing, so feel free to send that bad boy over. We can help out. All right, but if you notice, it does need to be 1 megabyte or smaller, and approximately 360 by 360 is what they're searching for on here. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. All right. And of course, you can just click that upload option to add that in immediately. And same for the team logo if you happen to have one, but since this is not required, you don't have to worry about adding that in. Now for the details section on here, you can actually go through and update obviously some of your information. So I've added in some kind of template info on here just to help out for the time being. Obviously, you'd want to put inside your actual information on there though. So first name, last name, pretty simple. You can add inside your agent license number, your team name as well. All right, your designation or credentials on here, your bio info too. All right, obviously, once again, we have the red asterisk for something that's required. Your mobile phone number or cell phone number, office phone, fax, email, website. All right, so a bunch of different items that'll pop up on here. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that one real quick. I'm trying to see if I can get that pop-up. Yeah, so the pop-up on here for the website is kind of interesting. You can barely see it. I'm trying to see if I can get it to come back up real quick. There we go. So it says on the website, please enter an email address. I think that might just be coded incorrectly. So feel free to put inside your website address on here. That'll help out too. And then even further down, you can also take a look. Here's where your Market Center logo would go, or the Doing Business As logo. You can put inside your Market Center name on here, the address, obviously the city, state, zip, or city, province, postal code. You can put inside the brokerage license number on here too. All right, there's even a section for a legal footer in case there's certain information you need on there. Now, I will say in order to actually start some of the smart plans, you do have to have a legal footer as well. They do require that. So I typically just suggest putting something in here if your board doesn't require a legal footer or anything or any type of legal information. Just each office is individually owned and operated is kind of the standard one to use. So that'll help out tremendously on here. All right, you can even add inside your social media information on here. All right, I'm going to go and put inside, just to be safe, I'm going to put inside the https:// on there. Make sure it's secure. Perfect. I'm just going to add that in to be safe on here. All right, so you can add inside all your different social media URLs, and then you can even add inside your branded KW app link. Now, this is something that's found in the myKW platform. All right, so if you need help finding that or anything, just let us know, and we can help you out even further. All right, now one good thing to note about this for your profile is everything is completely customizable. So if you want to update this later on, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, nothing by any means is set in stone. All right, so I'm going to click this save option real quick just to save everything, and they'll even say that right on here. All right, everything was saved. All right, from now on it'll make your work easier, and remember that you can edit it inside the settings anytime you want to. All right, so if you happen to change your phone number, change your email, change your headshot, all right, all this is customizable and editable. All right, so at the end of the day, this is just something to help auto-populate onto your marketing pieces to make your life that much simpler. All right, so with that being said on here, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and X out of this one real quick. All right, so I'm going to hop out of here. All right, that's the only thing we really need to worry about for marketing, at least. All right, so that's the only thing we need to worry about for marketing on here. All right, so I'm going to click back over here to go back to my dashboard. And so I'm going to click on that dashboard option, and once again, I just click these three lines up here at the top left to kind of pull everything out so I can see not only the icons but also the name of what I'm clicking on. All right, and then the first thing we're really going to start on today, all right, that I really want to go over, all right, we're going to talk about Sketchhouse real quick. All right, so this is the main place where you can actually design your marketing pieces. All right, so there's a bunch of marketing that can be done inside Command, but at the end of the day, if you're looking to just design like a listing piece, all right, or an open house piece, this is where you'll typically want to go. All right, so let's talk about this because this is the big one to take a look at. Now, they call it Sketchhouse. It's also been called Designs as well. It's kind of interchangeable between those two. All right, but let's go and click on the Sketchhouse option real quick. Here we go. All right, and then this is what our Sketchhouse homepage is going to look like. So we can actually take a look at, here are all the different templates we're currently seeing that we've actually taken a look at or gone through and edited. All right, but then we can also sort them out based on email, based on landing page templates, social, or even print options on here too. All right, but in order to actually create a new piece or a new template or anything, we'll want to click this giant plus sign at the bottom right down here. All right, so that way we can kind of start from scratch on all of these. Now, the ones that we're going to focus on today are going to be the social and print one, and that's actually through a company called WeBrand that KW is working with. All right, and this is where all the different templates are currently available. All right, so if I click on that plus sign, for instance, then we're going to have 4 different options to choose from. If we want to make an email piece to send out, if we want to do a landing page, if we want to do a social, or a print. Now, one thing to note about the email one right now, you do still have to utilize MailChimp in order to actually send this out. So I just want to give you a heads up. MailChimp, a couple months back, they made a big announcement about some pricing changes. So KW is working on a new workaround for the emails instead of going through MailChimp directly. But if you want to send out any type of email piece, it does still have to come from MailChimp. Now, the good news about that is a MailChimp account is free to use. You can actually have up to 2,000 contacts and send 10,000 emails each month for free. All right, so a lot of agents won't go above that 2,000 contact limitation. And even if you have, let's say, 1,000 contacts, if you can send out 10,000 emails a month, that means you can send 10 emails to each person. I don't think you're going to be hitting that limit anytime soon, so you should be good to go in this case. All right, then of course there are landing page options available on here too that'll actually give you like a Google URL that you can send out onto social media, you can send out via email, you can hand out over to your clients. All right, that'll actually have different landing page options, whether you want to make a squeeze page, something about a neighborhood. All right, you can actually make one about your property. All right, so these are all free to use. That's the good part about it. All right, but we're definitely going to take a look at the social and print option on here, all right, because the landing page and the email one might be getting a little bit of a change soon, so I definitely want to talk about the newer ones that have come out. So obviously I love social, so I'm going to click on the social option on here to take a look at all the different pieces available. Now feel free to click on whichever one you want to, social or print on here, because it will take us to a different location than the landing page and email options would. All right, so a different backend basically. So once I click on this, if you notice, it kind of pushes out a little bit. We can see it's highlighted now. Kind of faint to see that. You know, it doesn't stand out too much more. All right, I wish it like changed colors instead of like that lighter blue versus the darker blue. But once we click on Create Template on here, this will take us directly over to WeBrand, so we can utilize this right away. All right, so if you notice, it's now taking us over. Sometimes it makes us do this if we haven't logged into our myKW account. So if it does make you do that, just sign back in real quick. All right, and then it'll take you directly over to webrand.com. All right, so if you notice, we're now up here. All right, so this is where we can find all the different pieces that are currently available for you to utilize as an agent. All right, so KW recently, about a month and a half ago or so, came out with all these different pieces that are available for you and different ways that you can actually interact with them to just kind of automatically pull your info over and really easily update everything. All right, so in comparison to what you had previously, now you can actually just go through, you can drag and drop stuff, you can design it very easily. So if you ever used a platform like Canva, like MailChimp, like Constant Contact, all right, it's going to be very simple on here. All right, so if you notice on the left-hand side, we have a bunch of different templates. I believe, oh man, I was hoping they were in alphabetical order because it started with awards and announcements. I haven't paid that much attention on the alphabetical side on it. I always just start with the top ones. All right, but you can view all the different options that are available on here depending on what you might be looking for. All right, and obviously in this case, I'm probably going to start with something simple like a for sale or open house just to, go through everything. And of course, feel free to click on any one you want to. The editing option will be the exact same, so no matter which piece you actually go through and tweak today, all right, no worries at all. It'll all be very similar at the end of the day. All right, but if you notice, then we have pieces for Facebook, we have pieces for Instagram, we have pieces for Instagram stories, for LinkedIn, and even Twitter on here. All right, and if you notice, all these sizes are fit for those particular platforms. All right, so in Instagram, we have that 4x3 option. All right, for Facebook, obviously, we have the more, rectangular widescreen option. All right, so you can see all those different availabilities right over here. Now, you can pretty much use any of these as well on any of the different platforms. Instagram's the one funky one where it does have to be, that 4x3 kind of squarish type look. All right, so we couldn't take, our Facebook one that's rectangular and put it over there or anything. All right, but to make it simple, I'm literally just going to click on one of these real quick. So I'm going to click on, like this one, say hello to your new home. All right, and all you have to do is just click on use this template. And voila, that's all you got to do. All right, now it's going to take me to where I can actually edit this. So now, as you can see, we're in the editor.webrand.com. As I'd say, I'm hoping it's just taking some time. If not, I'm going to refresh this real quick. There we go. Oh, and now it pops up, and then I refreshed it. I'm sorry. It was just a lag issue on there. All right, so let me give it a little extra time real quick. All right, that's on me. I messed that one up. All right, so it should pop up in a quick second. There we go. So when in doubt, learn from my mistake. Don't go through and click that refresh button right away. Alright, so this is where we can actually edit everything on here. So if you notice, it's pretty simple on here. It's already got some of the information already set up. As you can see, we've got our image back over here. We have some information, of text that we can add inside. You can even change the alignment if you want to, or how big it is on here. Alright, so completely up to you. Alright, the good part is whenever you click on anything, then you'll see your editing options pop up here as well. Alright, so text-wise, for instance, I just happen to click on Say Hello To on here, and then it pops up. Here's the font I'm using, the font size. Alright, over here, obviously, I can see the typewriter option. I can change the opacity. I can change the color on it. I can bold it, italicize, underline. I can do letter casing. Alright, so there's a bunch of different options that are available on here. Alright, I can even transform it. I can arrange it. I can duplicate this, or I can even trash it as well. Alright, or lock it over here. Alright, so if you do want to get rid of anything, there is a remove button. Now, my favorite thing that we have on here that hasn't been on some of the items is there is an undo option. Alright, and you can actually see like previous versions on here, or here's the actual undo button. Sorry about that. Alright, so there is an undo button. If you're like me, I play around with stuff all the time and I make mistakes, so I always like that undo button. Alright, where Control-Z is my best friend, basically. Alright, so with that being said on here, then we can actually view our library that's currently available on here, and we can even add to our library as well. We can view company items over here as well. Under the images, it's going to give us all these different items that are available, just kind of stock images that we can utilize. So let me click on that real quick so we can take a look at it real quick for you. Nothing's real quick on my computer today, it looks like. And so, gotta love it. You pay for expedited internet, and then sometimes it goes a little bit too slow on here. That's okay. Alright, so hopefully it'll pop up because I want to show you how you can see, here's some of the different, images that we can actually view on here. And the cool part is you can actually drag this around to add it in, right? Or I can even, drag this over. I'm holding down my left mouse button. I'm pulling it over to where this image is on here, and then I just change that out right there. Right? Or I've got this image over here. I can drag it once again to replace that image, and voila. That is a really nice looking bathroom on there. Good for them. Alright, so I'm going to change it back over to this one real quick. Love a good outside scenery. Alright, but then as you can see, we can even add in certain items. We can add inside text as well on here. Alright, we can even add inside icons or even logos too. Alright, so I just want to give you a heads up. All this is completely available for you guys to go through and tweak even further. Alright, so completely up to you guys if you want to change anything. And if you notice, there are some different stock assets on here, like the Instagram logo, for instance. We have some trees that you can utilize. The Facebook logo's on here. Alright, so completely up to you guys if you want to change this out or anything. Alright, now another thing to take a look at on here too. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the images real quick. Awesome. I'm going to go back to my library. Alright, now you can also click on the Add to Library option at the very bottom down here. And if I click on Add to Library, for instance, there we go. Alright, then it's going to pop up with all of our different library items that we might want to save on here. Now the good part is the next time that you actually sign into Sketchhouse and you try to create a design, alright, then these are automatically going to be saved on here. Alright, so if we notice, I happen to have my headshot already added in here as an image. Here's just another, obviously background option that's already saved on here. I can even add inside some additional text if I want to, like my tagline, my bio, obviously, my vision on here. And if you notice, this automatically populated from my marketing profile. Alright, same with details on here too. Once again, automatically populated on here. Alright, so maybe the last thing I want to do is add inside some info real quick. There we go. Alright, and then once we click out of it, if you notice, it just did a little spinning option that automatically saved. I can even add inside my logos on here too. Alright, or there's even a brand kit option. So the good thing about KW is obviously they allow you to brand yourself. Alright, that you can brand yourself, your team, your partnership, whatever it might be. Alright, so if you use different colors, alright, then the KW red, or the KW gray, or black, or white, alright, you can update that on here. Alright, and I love how they have the colors on here with the kind of the English version of it. Alright, so if I click on this, for instance, I click the little plus sign, alright, then I can actually go through and I can view the color code on here, and I can add inside my exact color. Alright, so if you have a particular brand and you want to add that in, then you can set up your brand kit. Alright, now outside of setting up your brand kit, you can also add inside your own fonts on here too. All right, so if I click on Add Font, for instance, then I can upload my font directly on here. All right, so that way if I happen to have a particular font that I'm utilizing, like with my logo that someone may have designed, or maybe I designed myself. All right, I don't know how fancy you guys are. You might be really fancy and design it yourself. All right, me personally, I had someone design it for me. All right, but in this case, you can actually upload that right away too. All right, so this little brand kit on here, where you can basically add inside your info to your library, is just going to help you out tremendously to make your life a lot easier so it'll auto-populate for you. All right, so once again, coming back on here, obviously there's even a drawing option where you can add inside squares, lines, circles. There's a pen option. All right, you can add inside shapes on here too. All right, you can add inside certain frames if you want to. All right, so if I put on that circle option, then hey, here's the frame that pops up. I'm going to delete that real quick. All right, or I can even add inside, sorry about that, let me go back out. No, come on. Go, 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 go. All right, we're good. Let's go back on here. I was trying to look at something I wanted to show you guys, and I messed this up. Now I'm just clicking on things. All right, good. And then we can actually see the text option on here. I was trying to get it to not look at anything. So then we can even add inside additional text as well. All right, so I'm going to click on this. I'm going to get rid of that real quick. All right, but if you want to, you can tweak anything on here. All right, these are just templates at the end of the day. All right, so in this case, if I want to, I can go through and I can change this. So all I have to do is double click on it, and that way I can edit it even further. All right, so welcome to your new, well, they already have to your on there. So maybe I'll just put welcome to. Then it says your new home on here, and I can leave it as that. All right, then I can double click on here, for instance. All right, I can add inside the address. I'm going to say 123 Main Street. How original, I know. Orlando, Florida, 32801. Why not? No, I'll do 3. Not that it matters. I'm literally making a fake one on here. All right, but you can actually go through and tweak that. You can add inside your new image on here. What I've seen a lot of people do, and I love what they've done on here, is they've actually made this as their first image they're putting on Facebook. All right, so it's just kind of a welcome one. You know, hey, here's the new home that's available. By the way, here's the first image you're going to see from it. Typically, the first image will actually be of the property, not of the backyard, but that's okay. All right, and then they'll actually add inside additional images. All right, so then they can actually paste this out onto Facebook. And once they actually paste it out onto Facebook, all right, then they can add inside those extra images, add inside some text about the property, the price, the square foot, the beds, the baths, all right, all the other good stuff on there, and even a link back over to their website about it. All right, so this can actually literally just be like a one-page, or one image option that just kind of entices them to click on it to view the other images too. All right, so completely up to you guys at the end of the day. All right, and then we've got this DBA logo on here too that's just automatically popping up, so I'm going to delete that real quick. And then, of course, you can always add inside your own. We got the image option. There's the add button on here, so I can literally just click on add. Oh, I'm sorry. If I click on the add option, my apologies, then it'll actually give you the option to pull over any of your additional info if you want to. So if I actually want to link up like my Facebook profile or my Facebook page or Instagram or Google Drive or Dropbox, I can automatically pull that in. I'm old school. I just like to drag and drop and pull it over here. All right, so if you notice on here, then I can just click on this, for instance, and I can add inside anything from my laptop, my desktop, my tablet, whatever I might be utilizing. More than likely, you're probably using a desktop or a laptop for this. All right, but if I want to, I can click on Facebook. I'm a little hesitant because, long story short, they locked my Facebook account recently because they thought someone was trying to hack it. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. All right, so then I can actually, oh, that's not my new password. I had to change my password so many times over the past 2 weeks. If you ever get locked out of Facebook, let me know. I have some workaround methods now. Alright, so I'm going to log in real quick. Hopefully this is it. I don't think that's at the end. Oh, of course. Alright, so let me try one more time. Alright, it probably is at the end. Oh, man. Alright, I'm trying to show one thing on here. So we're going to send over a code real quick. And text me a login code. Awesome. Just got the text. I'm showing you how simple it is to add this in. It's very simple. It's just getting into Facebook that's the hard part. Alright, so there's my little code. Link it up. Yes, save the browser. That's fine. Awesome. Now I can go ahead and specify for designer on here, it'll pull over all of our photos. So I can actually pull in any of my photos that might be inside like my Facebook page on here. Alright, so if I want to, I can add inside, geez, my mobile upload photos, my profile pictures, timeline pictures, cover photos, from my honeymoon on here, iOS photos on here. I'm really into Harry Potter, so I can pull that in too if I want to. Alright, so completely up to you if you want to actually, pull any of these to add in. Alright, so if I want to click on my profile pictures, for instance, alright, then I can add inside any of these that I'd want to as well. Alright, now that I'm actually looking on here, it's so sad. It's all pictures of myself and my wife, and then there's one picture of me and our cat. There you go. Alright, so that's always an option for you if you want to pull in from your Facebook. You can even pull in from your Facebook pages, from your Instagram account, Google Drive, alright, whatever you want to. Alright, and then if you notice down here, we just have some automatically saved ones too. Alright, so completely up to you at the end of the day. Alright, so if I want to actually add inside my photo, for instance, I can click on that. I don't need it to be that big. I don't need it to be that small either. Alright, so maybe I want to move this around real quick. I can just drag it up. And if you notice, it even gives you where the actual location is on here too. Alright, so that way you can make sure that everything's in alignment for you. Alright, I'm going to drag this up too. I just need that to actually display on here. Might be behind. Yeah. The DBA name is popping up on here. Here you go. Oh, so that's already hard-coded on there. Interesting. Alright, so we're going to learn something new today. I didn't know they had a little white rectangle on here blocking that where the DBA goes. That's interesting. Alright. Let's undo that real quick. Thank you. I'm going to click on Welcome To. Come on. Let me click on Welcome To. Alright, so if you notice, the easiest way to go about this is really just to kind of play around. Alright, you can just drag and drop and add everything over immediately. Alright, perfect. So, now we've got that. Alright, so it's going behind. So what I need to do is I need to change the arrangement. So I'm going to click on Arrange. And I'm going to send this to the top real quick. Alright, so there's my layer order. So now that's on top of that white one. So there's a little extra helpful tip on there. Alright, you can actually change the arrangement on here. Alright, if you notice, we can actually align it relative to the page. We can change the margins on here. Alright, there's a bunch of different options that we can actually edit on here too. Alright, so I'm going to pull this one up as well. Awesome. That's a little too high because it's going to say welcome to your new home. So I'm going to pull this down actually. Probably should have started with the other one first, but that's okay. Here we go. Alright, maybe I want to pull this up. I'm going to try and get this centered. So if you notice, I love it whenever they have that line that pops up. See that line right there? Kind of let you know, hey, this is actually aligned properly on here. Alright, so now I can come through here. I can add inside my headshot down here if I want to. Alright, once again, we have that line on there letting me know everything is segmented properly. Perfect. Maybe I'll make this a little bit smaller too. Alright, we're good to go. We could even add inside our contact information over here as well, just so people know, hey, this is our property that we're actually selling. Alright, so I can click on the text option, add inside my phone number. Nope. Let's go and move that down real quick. Alright, so simple stuff on here. Nothing too crazy. Alright, I'm going to double click on that, highlight it. I want to change this as well. Let's make it 14. That's probably too small. We'll make it 20. Awesome. And then if I want to, just keep everything simple, I can just duplicate that real quick. I can change this out. Right, so maybe I want to put inside my name. Awesome. Gonna drag this up again. Thank you. Very cool. Alright, there. Come on, give me the alignment. Nope. Nope. Alright, it's close. Alright. And then, of course, we can add inside. I'm going to duplicate it one more time. Can add in my website, for instance. Alright, let's see. I want that alignment. That's okay. Alright. So once again, I'm going to highlight this and add this bad boy in. Alright, typically I would line it to the bottom, but go and do that right now on here instead. Alright, it's not too big, so we need to make it a little bit bigger on here. Thank you. Alright, I'm going to drag this out real quick. Perfect. Alright, so simple stuff on here. Hopefully your internet moves a little bit quicker and there's not too much lag time, otherwise it'll make that a little bit fun dragging everything around. All right, but whenever you are completed, all right, I'm going to click the save option up here. All right, so now this is officially saved. You can even change the name of it too. So maybe I want to change this as Test Marketing Piece for Class. All right, I'm going to save this one more time. I always like to be extra careful and always save stuff. All right, then you can even download this as well if you're ready to go. All right, we can download it once again as a JPEG. We can download it as a PNG, as a PDF on here too. All right, if I click the Start Download option, it'll start to download this immediately for me. All right, then of course there's even a share option on here too, where I can click on share if I want to, and I can share this over on Facebook, on on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Here's the URL I can share as well. All right, or I can just click this Done option. All right, if I click on Done, all right, if you notice it's saying please wait, it's going to take me back over to my myKW command platform. And voila. All right, then we happen to have this available on here. Now, one big thing that a lot of people have been asking about, they always said, hey, whenever we actually save this and everything, is there any way to change what's actually showing on here? Like the little, kind of, geez, what am I looking for? Not icon, but just kind of like the preview image, basically. Unfortunately, they have not done that quite yet. So hopefully soon they'll actually change that out. So then whenever you see it, you can click on it and access the one that you're looking for on here instead of just that general one too. All right, but that's another way where you can actually access everything immediately. So I just want to give you a heads up, and then once I clicked on it, voila. All right, we're back into it. All right, so I'm going to click Done again. All right, so it's that simple to go through and play around. Now, this is one of the many templates that are available for you. All right, they have over 400, and they're constantly coming out with new ones. All right, but once again, then you can actually go through, we can specify, hey, we're just looking for our email pieces we've created, our landing page pieces, we're looking for our social pieces. So here's that one I created on here. And even if you go through and you just click on it to open it, all right, it'll typically save automatically, so then it'll save back over here. So if you want to get rid of it, just click that delete template option to get rid of that right away. All right, but I just want to give you a heads up on there. All right, or you can even see any print options on here too. All right, so it's that simple to go through and really create any of these different marketing pieces. All right, so that took a long time just to go through that one because there's a little bit of lag on it, so I apologize. All right, but that's just under Sketchhouse on here. Now, outside of Sketchhouse, you also happen to have your email campaigns, and you will need to create those email campaigns over here inside the email section in order to send it out, remember, through MailChimp. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. You will have to send it through MailChimp at the end of the day. All right, now remember, MailChimp is free to use for up to 2,000 contacts or 10,000 emails per month. There is a paid option outside of it. All right, but hopefully very soon, KW will have a new option instead that'll just be free for you guys to use completely. All right, or of course you can also set up the landing pages, but that also has to go through this landing page section on here too. All right, so we do also happen to have a listing and landing page section, or not section, sorry, listing and landing page class that we do that we'll talk about this even further. All right, so outside of going through Sketchhouse though in this class, I definitely want to talk about Lead Accelerator. All right, so on the Lead Accelerator section, we actually have kind of two options in this case. All right, you're going to have your paid version of Lead Accelerator, and you're going to have your free version. All right, the paid version is where you can actually set up pay-per-click marketing or even direct mail marketing to send out. All right, the free version is where you can actually post out to different platforms like Facebook and Twitter. All right, so if you ever utilize a platform like Hootsuite or Buffer, this will be very similar at the end of the day. All right, so you can actually go through and start to manage your social media accounts on here to schedule everything out. And once again, it's free to use. All right, so in this case, if you're noticing, we can actually see our paid campaigns that we currently have on here. All right, so if you're doing any type of paid marketing or pay-per-click marketing, at the end of the day, pay-per-click, that's the PPC version of it, you're basically paying each time someone clicks on your link to do something. All right, usually it's to go over to a website or to fill out a form or something of that sort. All right, so that's where you're doing the pay-per-click on here. Now, they also call it cost per click or CPC on here. And that's where you can actually see, hey, this is how much it's costing per each time someone clicks on it. All right, you'll also have CPM on here, which is cost per milli, or basically how much it costs per each time. This is shown 1,000 times at the end of the day. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on there. All right. And then, of course, you also happen to have CPLC, which is the cost per link click. All right, so if they happen to click on the link and not just something on your ad, for instance, then you can actually see how much you're doing on there. And then, of course, you have how much you've actually spent. And on the right-hand side, we have our goal, too. All Alright, so I just want to give you a heads up. So CPM stands for cost per milli, or basically how much it costs for 1,000 views of your ad. Cost per click is each time you're basically paying someone to click on your ad, whether they're going over to your page, whether they're going over to your website. And then, of course, cost per link click is how much you're actually paying for them to click on the link that's on your ad. Now, if you're utilizing something like Google AdWords on here, which is available, that's the only option. There's only a link click on there, unlike on Facebook. So in this case, it's always going to be the exact same for CPC. All right. Of course, outside of this, you can click the Create New option. All right, and then if you notice on here, it'll ask us if we want to do a social ad, a social post, direct mail, or even email. And very soon, they'll have print and landing page options on here, too, for the campaigns. All right, but if you want to do a paid ad, you can do the social ad on here. If you want to do a free post where you're basically just posting out on Facebook, maybe something you just made inside Sketchhouse like we did on here, you can. You can also do direct mail where you can actually farm this out to your sphere of influence or your contacts or anything of that sort of the actual piece you want to send out to them. All right, or of course you can email it out too. All right, so if you click on that social ad, for instance, then this is where we can actually go through and specify, for a marketing campaign name, we can put inside whatever we want to. So I'll put in test campaign. I think that's what I call all of them. So I'm going to put in test campaign 7/25. All right, then of course we can actually select the ad channel on here too, whether it's going to be for Facebook ads, obviously Instagram ads, Twitter ads, Google AdWords. Now in that section we were previously, it's kind of grayed out right now, we can't see it, but under our name, when I said, hey, let's go to settings, take a look at our marketing profile. All right, if you do want to utilize the pay-per-click marketing, you will need to link up those different ad manager options through the backend on there on the apps or the application setting. So right when you click on settings, that's the first thing that'll pop up for all your connected apps. All right, so you would need to connect your Facebook ad manager, all right, or your Twitter ad manager, or Google AdWords, all right, in order to actually utilize this. Because if I click on Twitter, for instance, all right, it's going to pop up on here, this channel is not connected yet. Do you want to do it now? If I click on yes, it's going to take me over to the settings so I can actually connect that immediately. All right, but if I do Facebook, for instance, that one should be connected on here. Maybe it's not. Oh, I just changed my password. It's probably going to make me redo it. All right. Don't worry, it looks like it might still be connected on here. I'm going to take that as a good day. All right, so I'm going to leave it as Facebook ads on here. You can actually specify when you want to schedule this to go out. So if I wanted to start tomorrow to go out through August 5th, I can. I can put inside a budget on here, and then it'll automatically divide it by however many days I'm doing. Now, just to give you a heads up, the lowest amount that you can do per day on Facebook is $1. So I just want to let you know about that. So if I wanted to do a budget on here, the least that I could do on here for 10 days would be $10. All right, but then I can specify my campaign goal on here of what I'm actually looking for. And if I click on Configure Campaign, for instance, then it'll actually take me over where I can go through and tweak everything. Here we go. So a channel you're trying to connect, it's not configured on there. That's where I'll need to go through and actually update everything. All right. So the cool part about this is it's very similar to actually going through Facebook ads at the end of the day, or just kind of setting up an ad, control panel or ad manager or anything of that sort. Except it's going to make it a little bit simpler because it's all in one location for you. So over here on the left-hand side, I can actually search for listings if I want to automatically pull some of the content over. Once again, I can actually see here's my current campaign, and here's what I'm actually allocating it for. If I want to do multiple campaigns, I can. It's going to give me an estimate over here of my potential reach of who's actually seeing this. All right, so over the next 10 days, just spending $10, all right, I could potentially reach out to, about 8,531 people. All right, then if I scroll down, I can actually see, all right, on Facebook, here's the account that I'm currently under. Here's what I'm trying to do, whether it's awareness or lead generation. All right, then of course I can go through, I can specify my content on here too, and it'll automatically pop up on the right-hand side whenever I add inside an image. All right, I can even go down here as well and add inside my text, and once again, that'll pop up over here too. Same with my headline. Here's the headline info. All right, or my call to action or link description on here too, along with the CTA link or the call to action link. All right, then we can even do our targeting on here of who do we want to actually show this to. All right, who do we want this to view at the end of the day. All right, so completely up to you at the end of the day as to how you actually want to set this up. But I could actually come through here for my location. I could specify like Orlando, for instance. My internet connection is fine. I could do like Orlando, Florida. We'll do 32803, see if that pops up. Fine. All right, I'll come back to it in a second. All right, but you can actually go through and tweak all of this, and once again, it'll give you a preview on the right-hand side as to what this ad is actually going to look like. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on there. All right, so more than likely, I probably need to go through and re-access my Facebook page on here to fix this up, because that's probably what's blocking it right now since I changed my password. All right, so if you ever change your password, make sure you go through and update all the different locations. All right, but I just want to give you a heads up as to how simple it is. You can literally just go inside here and type in any of your information, and it'll automatically pop up over here and give you an idea of, hey, this is exactly what your preview is going to look like. Here's your character limitation that you can add on here. All right, so it's going to help out tremendously to let you know how much you've actually added in. All right, now once again, if you are actually going, I'm going to say this as a draft real quick. That's fine. All right, if you are actually going through and setting this up, you will also need to set up your payment methods on here, so you'll typically need to add inside some type of credit card at the end of the day. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on there, but outside of your paid campaigns, you can also view the email ones too. You can view your direct mail pieces if you've sent any out as well. You can view any posts that you have scheduled to come out over on your profiles. All right, so in this case, whether it's your Facebook one, whether it's over on your Twitter account, all right, or you can even see your past post on here too. All right, and as you can see, we'll typically be able to go for the past 28 days to see if we've posted anything out on here, or if anyone else is helping us, if they posted anything out too, to keep up to date with that. All right, now to actually post something out, just like on Facebook, for instance, I can click the Create New option, and instead of doing an ad, if you notice there's a $sign on here, so that's where we know we'd have to spend something to actually do it. I can do social posts, for instance. And on here, right where it says, what would you like to share? All right, then I can actually type inside what I want to add in, and there's a 60,000 character count on here for Facebook, so that's a lot. All right, or I can even click on this little image option. I can upload a photo, I can upload a video, or I can even choose from the library on here. All right, so I wonder if they happen to have any. Type in home real quick. Nah, these are just previous ones we've added in. I was hoping to see if they add any extra ones that we could add in, any template ones or stock ones or anything like that. All right, but on here, for instance, if I want to, I can actually drag and drop my files. All right, or I could see, let me see if it downloaded on here. It sure did. I can actually add inside my image on here too that I saved a little bit earlier. All right, so once I add this in, then I can click that next button, for instance. It'll automatically add this in for me. All right, and then if I want to, I can add inside another image on here too. All right, so I could say, welcome to your new home at 123 Main Street. All right, created using Sketchhouse. All right, you can also specify on here which Facebook page do you want to add it to. All right, then your page will pop up where you can actually select it. All right, so in this case, I just happen to have this one linked on here. And then if I click on the action option, that'll automatically post it out, and I can add this to the post queue, or I can post immediately. All right, so maybe I want to add it to the queue on here. Then I can click on Add to Queue, and it'll automatically add it in there to post out at the optimal time. But if you notice down here, then we can actually see our post preview too. All right, so instead of having to go over to Facebook or anything of that sort to actually add this out, I could just add it in the back end on here too and automatically post this over utilizing the lead accelerator, and that's completely free to do once you have everything connected on here properly. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. It's that simple to actually go through and tweak this. All right. So once again, this is all available under command. Then, of course, you also have to have your smart plans. We do go over that inside our database management class we just had previously, but I'll go ahead and show you guys. If you click on smart plans, it'll actually take you directly through it. It still says coming soon, but there are 5 available right now. All right, you can click on this Kelly Guide option. That'll actually walk you through setting up that smart plan so you can start to actually send out different emails. All right, but all these marketing pieces are available for you 24/7 on your command platform. All right, so I just wanted to show you where you can actually access that and how you can utilize it and how you can tweak some of the pieces even further. Now, outside of that, though, remember, if we click on our name up here at the top right and go to Settings like we did previously in order to set up our marketing profile, all right, this will pull up all of our connected applications we can utilize on here. If you notice, I have my Facebook post scheduling option on here. And if I scroll down, it looks like it's not available on here quite yet. Then I have my ad manager option. Might need to go through and actually manage this real quick to fix that up because it looks like it's not completely connected. All right, but then as you can see, we also happen to have our Twitter ad manager, Google AdWords, and then even a MailChimp option on here too. All right, so we would need to connect these in order to actually post out or start any of our different, PPC campaigns. All right, so this is all available under command. So that's on command real quick. So I am going to take a look real quick just to kind of show you where you can access some of the different marketing pieces on myKW too. All right, and if this ever pops up under myKW when you're signing in, all right, just type in mykw.kw.com one more time and you'll be good to go on there. All right. So once I come over to myKW on here, then the main place to access our marketing pieces will be under this plus sign for My Marketing, and then we'll have Create Marketing Materials or Manage and Create Campaigns. All right, so Manage and Create Campaigns are going to be for email or print marketing campaigns, and the Create Marketing Materials will be for all of your different marketing pieces you can actually create. Now the main place to really click on is this Create Marketing Materials, because this is going to take you over to your Marketing Center, as they call it. All right, so once we click on that and we go to our Marketing Center, this is basically going to be a culmination of all of your marketing pieces in one location for you to make it simpler. All right, so at the top left up here, you can actually set up your monthly newsletter, and this is the only campaign that'll constantly go out at the end of the day. All right, it does not have an end date, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. All right, this will consistently go out each month. All right, you can even view all of your campaigns you may have created. You can view any of your designs as well that you've gone through and created and saved. Any images you may have uploaded, any mailing lists you may have added in to send out for direct mail outs. You can also view all the campaign templates, email and video marketing templates, or even print marketing templates. Now, at the end of the day, the email and video marketing pieces, you can actually save those as images, much like we did over inside Sketchhouse, and that way you can post them over on your website, you can post them on social media, all right, anywhere digital at the end of the day. All right, there's also an option on here, obviously, just to email it out. All right, but you aren't obligated to do that, and the same with print. All right, obviously, you could order printing, and you could pay for it, or you can also download it as a PDF, all right, much like we saw over inside Sketchhouse. So once again, in this case, you can download it as a PDF, and you can print it on your own. All right, so completely up to you. All right, so if I click on any of these options, I can actually access them even further, or there's a marketing section up here at the top. And once I click on that, I can view the Marketing Center, or I can view where I can work on my campaigns or my designs. So if I click on Manage Campaigns, for instance, I know we're running out of time, so I'm trying to go through this quickly on here, so I apologize. All right, but once we click on Manage Campaigns, for instance, then this is going to show all of our current campaigns we have available that we're utilizing right now. And of course, everyone will automatically have this monthly newsletter set up, and it'll say active. But unless you have any contacts or groups on here, it's not going to send out to anyone. I just want to give you a heads up. All right. Now you can also click on the Add New Campaign option at the top right up here to actually create a brand new campaign. Now there are templates that are available for you to utilize, or of course you can actually start from scratch on them too. All right, so on here we're going to have a bunch of different template campaigns that we can actually use, whether it's an 8x8 or basically 8 pieces in 8 weeks, a 12 direct or 12 pieces over the entire year, so basically once per month, all right, or even a 33 touch, which is 33 pieces the entire year, all right, which is basically about, 3 pieces per month at the end of the day. All right, but outside of that, you can also look at your delivery schedule, whether they're date or interval campaigns. There's even birthday and anniversary campaigns on here too. All right, if you want to send out a happy birthday piece on their birthday or a, happy anniversary for their purchase anniversary. All right, and the difference between the date and the interval campaigns on here is a date campaign means you're going to know the exact date this piece is coming out on, and an interval means you're going to know the distance between each piece coming out. All right, so if you're sending out pieces and it doesn't really matter when it sends out, I would highly suggest an interval just to make it easier. All right, if you're sending out holiday pieces, for instance, though, I would highly suggest the date one on here. All right, and the reason for that is because you want to know the exact date this is coming out. You don't want to send out a, Happy 4th of July over in November or anything of that sort. All right. Now outside of that, you can also view the collection on here too, which is basically just different groups where you can actually access all the different campaigns available under there. You can search for your own campaign title, or you can even create your own custom campaign, whether it's an interval or a date that you want to create from scratch. Now I just want to give you a heads up on here. You do have to utilize the pieces that are available in the back end of myKW. Alright, so if you want to create an interval or date campaign, you would have to use the pieces that you've created or that are already available under the Marketing Center or the Manage Design section. Alright, but you can click on the Choose This Template option for any of these campaigns to actually create that right away. Alright, and then the final thing I want to show you guys real quick, under Marketing, then we'll have Manage Designs. This is where you can actually find all of the designs that you've created. Alright, so if I click on that, here are all the different designs that I've actually gone through and tweaked and updated or uploaded, anything of that sort. And then of course I can click on Design Library up here at the top left to view all the different pieces that are currently available for me to use too. Alright, so if you notice between email and print, it looks like we have a little bit over 2,000 pieces or templates that are available for us to utilize on here. Alright, so feel free to take a look at it. Now anything that says email on here obviously would be free to send out via the myKW or eEdge platform. Alright, or of course at the end of the day you can actually save it as an image too and post it out on other platforms as well. Alright, you can also search for whatever piece it is you might be looking for. Maybe it's open house, just listed, items like that. They even have listing enabled only pieces on here too, so we can actually take a look at all the different pieces that we're sending out or anything that might be available for us to utilize. And then of course we can even put inside our different types as to what we're actually searching for too. Alright, so if I'm looking for an email and video, obviously I want to leave this checked. If I'm looking for print options on here, I'd want to make sure this is selected as well. Then we can see, are we looking for postcards? Are we looking for flyers on here? Are we looking for greeting cards, guides, business cards, or whatever it might be? And if you are looking for listing and buyer presentations, those will be under, let me take that down. Those will be under the guide section on here. So I just want to give you a heads up. Alright, so under the guide section, you'll have access to them. Alright, and typically, it'll be these down here that you'll really focus on. Alright, a guide to buying a home, guide to selling your home. Alright, a bunch of different options, that sort. Alright, you can click on any of these, and once you actually click on it, then it's going to give you, once again, a preview of that piece, and the option to go through and personalize it. And then, of course, if this is a print option, then once you save it, you can download that PDF, or you can order printing. Alright, so I just want to give you a heads up on here. It's that simple to go through and tweak it. Alright, so once again, that marketing section, so obviously I really wanted to focus on command today, so that's why I took up a good portion of our class, obviously. But that marketing section is under My Marketing by clicking the plus sign and going to Create Marketing Materials or Manage and Create Campaigns to access that immediately. Alright, and typically Create Marketing Materials will take you over to that Marketing Center so you can access everything immediately on there. And there you go. Alright, so that's a little bit of an overview of all the marketing pieces that are available mainly inside Command and how to utilize them, and even some of the items that you might still utilize over here inside eEdge as well, while Command is coming to, the full extent of what Command can actually provide for you. So there you go. So that is your marketing class for today.